Hi guys. Okay, this is Brittany. She's here. Rochelle's gonna be coming later, and we're just recording this so you guys can see just kind of what we're doing. And I have to eat food, so I'm also gonna be eating, which I forgot about. There we go. All right. So one of the things that I love doing with prep is I love using the color-coded containers, like because they're already pre-measured, and if you're making, say, like most of the recipes on the online, like Obsession, pre-workout meals, things like that, they tell you the amounts, but really what they're telling you is you need 1 green of this, you need 1 green of that. So like the spinach, you need 1 green of spinach per serving. And since we're making 4 servings, each of them is 3 muffins. I'll actually show you what they look like. They look like this.
Okay, so
they're
3 of them
like
is
in a
like
container.
1 meal.
So 3 of them counts as your pre-workout meal. And they're like, I mean, considering how many you get, it actually is, I feel like it's a pretty light breakfast.
Yeah.
It's not a heavy kind of a feeling breakfast, if that makes sense, which is nice because like nobody wants to eat a heavy breakfast and then go work out, right?
Yeah.
But I'm gonna actually let you make yours first because I'm gonna eat my food. But pretty much all you need to do is like dump everything together and mix it. It doesn't look very pretty.
Okay.
It doesn't look very pretty, but you can measure out. Yes, you're gonna measure out 2 cups of that, which is 4 of these. So you can measure this, and if you need more, I have
I have no idea if I have all that stuff.
like roughly.
I guess.
It should be roughly.
I'm guessing it's about that.
I don't feel bad making a mess because it's just gonna be messy. Quinoa's messy. So what we're doing is we're using the yellow container and we're measuring out the quinoa with the yellow container and just putting it in a mixing bowl. And
Still a small spoon.
yes, that's what I got the spoon out to give to you and then I can give it to you.
Okay.
I'm so smart. I'm obsessed with cool things, Cody. So look, Brittany has these silicone muffin tin liners.
Hopefully they work good.
They look
Wow.
fancy.
Nice.
They're like $5 on Amazon, I think.
And you get a dozen of them.
Yeah.
I'm like, I buy these things all the time, and it would be so nice to just be able to wash them.
I saw them on Pinterest for like kid snacks, so that you put like little snacks in front of them in there, and I love them.
All right. I have 10, or no, I have 2 hiding somewhere.
Oh,
It's okay. We can just use
my daughter probably took it. Guarantee
My
it.
kids take my containers.
Yes.
These ones, they take them all the time. Like, this is my only blue container until my package comes today because
Oh,
I don't know where the rest of them are. I should have like 3 because I've gotten so many challenge packs.
I'm pretty sure that's exactly 2 cups.
Yeah, it should be perfect then. That should be good. No, it's like you get to a point, it's like, do I really have to measure this?
Yeah, I'm like, it might be a little less, but I think it's alright. Probably need it faster.
Oh, you're probably done. That Dyson vacuum is amazing. It's
True.
seriously the best thing on the planet.
Like fancy vacuum.
So I don't know if you've ever done this before. I didn't know about it until recently, but you can get travel points through like Southwest credit card type thing.
Oh, yeah.
You can turn your travel points, like if you have miles that you're not able to use because they don't add up to a flight, you can turn them into gift cards. So I got like $150 worth of gift cards to use on Amazon,
Ooh.
and I got my Dyson using that.
Oh, that's awesome.
I was like,
Super
sweet,
nice.
let's like pay $100 for my vacuum.
Totally.
Free money. I'm a fan.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, no, like we use our credit card for everything to the point.
So this is a weird question.
Mhm.
Do you know, like, and I haven't read the label on that, like, is it already pre-cooked?
I think so. It
I
looks
think
like
it is. I just
I'm like-
cook it more because I
I know.
like crispy bacon.
It looks good, but I'm also the weirdo that when you just eat it, it freaks me out.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
Yeah.
So like okay, sorry, I'm gonna branch over the Zoom for a second. I do my turkey bacon ahead of time, like, and I cook it more than it already looks like in the package.
Oh, you cook it before putting it in there?
I like cook it more because I'm weird and I'm worried about if it was cooked or not.
You said 7 pieces, right?
8. So the way that turkey bacon works is normally you would get 2 pieces of turkey bacon or 4 pieces of turkey bacon per serving of protein.
Okay.
But since we're making egg cups that have egg in them, we're doing 1 egg and 2 slices of turkey bacon, which equals the bread container.
Did you figure all these things out on it?
Oh no, I just cheat all of those sites.
Oh, that's all dang.
I follow the resources. They are amazing. I don't know where my other thing with bacon is. I want it. Where'd it go? Please, bacon, come back. Alright. I don't mind it. I don't know. Okay. What was that? My fridge shuts. Perfect. Okay, so I'll just show you guys over here. So I crumble it up and then I just dice it with scissors. Do you have right or wrong way. You just do what works. You just do what works the best.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, so quinoa, turkey bacon, eggs, spinach, garlic, and onion. I don't think I put in onion or garlic in there, but if you add in garlic, it just adds some extra flavor.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't bring garlic, but
I actually did my whole pack of turkey bacon, which technically would be 5
I was like, I have
protein,
1 extra piece, but
that's okay.
okay.
Well, actually, maybe it's only 1 extra piece. So honestly, I don't really care. It's
I
1
know.
extra piece. It's gonna distribute among 4 servings, and it'll even out.
Yeah, I kind of figured
I knew
I
nursing,
did better
so
than I was before.
It's okay.
Yeah.
all right. Just till the yellow in the back. If you batch prep stuff like quinoa, then you can save it. So like quinoa will freeze. So like if you hadn't gone to the store and gotten the pre-made pack,
Yeah.
then you could also just
Make it.
I made 2 cups of quinoa dry, and it cooked up about 4 cups.
Okay.
Actually, it cooks up more like 6 cups, to be honest. But you cook it up, and then you can store it in the fridge, just like in the very back of the fridge where it's the coldest, or you can put it in the freezer, and it won't lose its consistency.
Right.
And then you have it, like, seriously, I'm going to have enough to make these muffins again after this.
I'm literally buying a new freezer this weekend so that I have like some space because I just ordered that, but I kind of figured
Oh,
A
yeah.
lot of
You need a
chicken.
deep freezer.
yeah, that's exactly what I'm getting. I'm like, it's gonna be a lot of work. It sounds like. Hopefully it'll be worth it.
Oh.
Man.
That Daycon chicken, I've done it once, and it totally is worth it. It's just a lot of, comes a lot of work up front.
Yeah, I'm having nervous. I'm not.
Have your husband help you chop it, because it's nasty.
Yeah, I am not good with that.
I hate chicken. I hate touching it. It's so
It
gross.
grosses me out. I just cut them
Right.
all way different sizes.
Hey, nobody cares.
Meat is meat.
You're gonna eat it.
So do you curious cook stuff for your kids? Like you just like.
So
add
if I
stuff
tried
to
to give my kids this, they would probably eat it. They're 4 and 2, and so
Right.
sometimes they'll eat it, sometimes they won't.
Yeah.
If I give them a straight piece of turkey bacon and a sliced egg, they'll eat that. But if it's all mixed up, sometimes they're like, "What is this? What did you do, Mom?
Right.
Why am I supposed to eat this?"
I'm just like, how hard is it to make separate meals? Does your husband eat?
So my husband will eat this.
Okay.
But I get kind of protective when I'm meal prepping, because
Right.
I'm like, this is my food,
Right.
don't touch it.
So I just add it in.
Yeah, you're just gonna dump it all in there. And then I would add in your spinach too.
Okay.
And if you want to, I have a humongous bag of spinach. And I put my spinach in the freezer,
Yeah.
because if you put it in the freezer, it actually crunches and becomes more like a spice than, and it mixes up a lot easier.
Okay.
So if you want to just use 4 cups of that and then just give me 4 cups of your spinach and I'll just freeze it,
Oh yeah.
then it'll probably make mixing it and putting it in the cups a lot easier.
Oh, for sure. That sounds good. I thought I even have frozen spinach, and I went to the store for this because I was like, I bet frozen spinach probably won't work.
So frozen,
I feel like it's great for, like,
fresh because
Smoothies, but I don't know about like. I'm not like a.
so really when
Obviously
you have
not
frozen
salad,
spinach, I mean I could be off a little bit, but I'm pretty sure when you freeze it, it keeps the nutritional value of the fresh spinach the
Am I
same.
supposed to have protein?
No, these are just for me to eat.
I was so concerned, like, I
No,
don't
no,
think
no.
it's in there. Hopefully that's not.
Raw eggs, because these are didn't cook. I just need to eat my hard-boiled eggs.
You're totally fine.
So one of the meals that I've been making this week, just to practice making a post-workout meal, and this would work for a pre-workout meal too, because they're the same containers. Like, are you on plan C or D?
Whatever for breastfeeding. I was basically, when I did the math and whatever, I was supposed to be at like 1,500 calories.
So you're probably on C.
Okay, okay.
That's like the one that you, that
Well,
was when you did the math.
least amount of calories possible, probably.
Yeah, so C is gonna put you in the range that I believe is like 1,500 to 1,599 or something.
Okay.
It's a pretty decent amount of calories.
Yeah, I know. I was like, everything
and-
looks like it's a lot of food.
And I would not at all stress about eating a lot of food.
Okay.
Because like, especially like since your body's nursing, that's an extra average 300 to 500 calories
Right.
that your body's using to make milk.
Mhm.
And then the meal plan calculation, I believe pretty much what you're gonna do. Let me see if I can put it up here, 'cause I'm not put it on. So the meal plan calculation, you're going to.
I have a less quinoa than this picture, hopefully. Does it look wrong? Like it might be a little less, but not that much.
No, that actually looks good. When you add in the spinach, then that's what really adds the bulk to it.
Okay.
Chop up your onion, and if you want to use pepper in it too, then chop up the pepper.
Mind if I rinse it real quick?
Oh yeah. Note,
You
note
know
to
that.
self. Do not blend this recipe unless you want really green muffins. Like if you saw my Instagram,
Oh, I
one,
totally did.
that's
I'm
these
like-
muffins, only they turn bright green if you put them in the blender.
That's funny. Totally fine
So,
Oh,
lemon and
weird.
spinach, if you just look at, like I'll just show you roughly over here,
Okay.
it crumbles easier. And so you can just do this, and then
Okay.
it crumbles into smaller pieces.
now. Okay.
And so when you're mixing it up, you don't have whole leaves that
Sure.
are like stuck together. It tends to be a little bit more crunchy. And so I feel like I don't like the texture of spinach and slimy and you know
Yeah.
full of whole leaf kind of a feel.
I can totally see that.
So that's part of why I freeze it, is because I just like the texture of it after it's cooked when it's been
Cool.
crumbled better.
No, I'll totally try it. You just take a bowl?
So I have my green container in here and I'm just directly measuring it,
Oh,
just
okay.
stuffing it in here.
Okay. That's
And that's the other thing with spinach, with frozen spinach, is you're actually gonna get more in your green container when it's frozen
Mhm.
than you will if you have it fresh, because it's gonna take up
More
less.
space. Oh, yeah.
Like
right.
you can fit more, I don't know, for whatever reason, the volume of it crunches down better.
Yeah.
I mean, you could probably still fit it in, if you really wanted to crunch the fresh spinach in.
Did you have a pepper?
I don't have a pepper this time to use that's chopped up, so I'm gonna just do spinach again this time and I'll chop up the rest of my peppers later.
Oh, so you're doing extra spinach.
Yeah, I'm just
Okay.
doing 2 cups of spinach, or 4 cups of spinach, which is what the recipe calls for.
Okay.
Because you need basically 1 green container per serving of muffin,
Okay.
which is 1 green spread over 3 muffins. So I'm gonna do 2 cups of spinach for now in there,
Okay.
and then measure your
Red
pepper in the green container, and I think it's about 1 pepper is 1 cup. So you might need an extra cup of spinach in there.
Okay, perfect.
But like, these are like the coolest containers ever because you just use them to make stuff too.
Yeah, that's great, actually. Is there anything better than my diet right now, which is never sick? Pizza,
Well, when you prep it, it's a lot easier to grab it and
go right.
eat it.
Right, exactly. So I haven't really gone through in detail the meal planning, so I'm guessing sweet potatoes, not white potatoes. Peppers, okay? Or do you love white potatoes?
White potatoes are on the list.
Oh,
So I'll show you my binder that I have.
is it no sugar?
So ideally you're gonna have like nothing but natural sugars.
Okay,
So that would be like in your fruit, but even like honey and maple syrup, which normally would be allowed, say on like something that they fix,
Right.
are
Limited on it.
are like limited on this. I think that you can add, like if you have Greek yogurt and you really are just like, oh my gosh, I really need something sweet, then add in a little packet of the stevia sweetener powder.
Okay.
And that's like a decent option. Or you can get a liquid stevia, because stevia, the trick is just basically you want something that doesn't raise your blood sugar. And so if you need to use a sweetener, the people who did the test group said like just add a little bit of stevia to like, this doesn't apply to us, but for people who drink coffee, like add a little bit of stevia to your coffee instead of a creamer, or add in a little bit of honey for your Greek yogurt if you didn't have stevia. But if you have to pick between honey and stevia, do stevia.
Oh, okay. That really my concern is I'm pretty sure I've been having a dessert for every meal
For a really long time.
Oh, wow.
It's like,
yeah.
so one of the videos that I sent in the email, it's kind of long. It's about an hour and a half long, and you can kind of skip the first 15 to 20 minutes of it because it's just kind of repetitive.
Okay.
But one of the things that they said though is that the first week, maybe 2 weeks, just depending on how much, kinds of sugary things they've been having, were really hard. Like as far as just resisting the cravings, things like that. Having the two things that they said did really help was having the Recover, because it becomes like a treat.
Sweet. Yeah.
Even though it's not super sweet, like it just starts to feel like a treat in your head.
Right.
And so like the more you can kind of talk yourself through that,
Right.
the easier it will be. But the other thing that they said though was that the longer that they went, like once they got past about the 2-week mark, then it just got super easy because your body doesn't crave it anymore.
Right.
Your body goes like, oh, I'm getting more than the nutrients than I was getting when I was having this sugary stuff all the time. Like I don't need any more treats.
I'm hoping for that less than 2 weeks, but we'll see. I really doubt it.
Yeah, so I mean, just be patient, like with yourself. If you like have a slip up, or you really are just like, oh my gosh, I just need a little bit of honey this week. Like, don't feel like you have to completely cut yourself off if you're dying and you're mad at your family and you're like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, totally.
But just try and stick with something as good as possible.
Sure.
Exactly.
I'm just gonna make myself a confetti cake real quick and then let me
Yeah, exactly.
Definitely tend to be an extremist a little bit of my sugar.
Can you guys hear me?
Okay, so it is exactly one for each
Awesome.
cake.
That's all it was estimating. So I would just use 1 extra cup of spinach.
Okay.
And I'm gonna do up mine in this really fast. Just because, like I said, I'm weird about the texture of spinach.
Should I just use this then, or?
Yeah, you can just use that if you want to. And then if you feel like it's not like mixing up very well, then we can just plop it all in here.
Okay.
Plop it all in here and mix it up. I know it looks like so much vegetables, but once the egg cooks up and the quinoa like kind of disperses more with the egg, they get like puffy and muffiny.
Well, I'm sure I'm being full this time, but hopefully.
Yeah, now that I've made it at least twice.
More than 12, like where you just make it in bulk and then.
I haven't made more than 12 and frozen them yet, just because I'm hesitant to do it, even though it says you can do that.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense. Just because sometimes egg can be weird when you freeze it.
Oh,
And do you want it?
oh, sure, yeah. Okay.
Oh yeah, I need to get my onion.
I do have the mint.
Yeah, that's all I use. I just use dry onion because I hate cutting onions.
I actually, I'm looking on that. How much should I do?
I just usually do 2 of those, roughly a tablespoon, because the onion and the garlic is what adds the flavor.
Okay.
If you really wanted to, you could add in a little bit of salt and pepper. It's not gonna, I don't feel like a little bit of salt and pepper in there is gonna mess anything up.
Are you supposed to limit a lot of salt in this program?
pepper. So like if you look in I'll show you like a physical copy of it, but if you look in the food list, it'll show you on the second page, different spices and things, and it'll have the recommended salt is to use the ground pink Himalayan sea salt, which I actually get this at Costco, and I just put it in my grinder and just like, at the top of it comes off and you can add more in.
Yeah.
But Costco has a big container of it that you can just have, and I still have mine. It lasts like a million years.
Perfect.
Especially if you don't use a lot of salt.
Right. Probably.
I like-
but I like pepper even more, so I like a pepper.
Now, maybe this is cheating. This goes on the record. But I thought that these tasted better if I added in basically like the equivalent of one blue container total, like for the entire 4 servings. So I don't really count it against myself as a blue container because it's like not even this much of a blue container in the entire serving.
Of what though?
Of just cheese.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So if you want cheese, I don't care about sharing cheese.
No, that'd be great.
I just felt like it helped hold it together. The other way that you could use cheese without it counting against the blue container, which I just don't count against the blue container, would be to use a little of ricotta or cottage cheese, and just use like a couple tablespoons of it to help it hold together.
Can you have cottage cheese as like a meal, like a
Yeah. That can ricotta cheese, cottage cheese, Greek yogurt, they're all on the red list.
Cool.
Okay. So this is just the Parmesan Romano mixture.
Perfect.
And voila.
Thank you.
Yeah. We should have like a tiny bit of that hint of cheese flavor that we like with the breakfast muffin, and without it being
Awful. All right.
I'll show you mine when it's mixed. So you won't be as scared.
Perfect.
And the oven is preheated.
It smells pretty good.
Oh, it tastes really good, and when it's cooked, it smells really good.
I have not eaten breakfast yet, so I am going to try.
You're gonna totally try it.
I'm a little worried about getting my workout in at the same time every day and like planning around it, but I'm just gonna try to do the best I can. But
So I think that the biggest thing, if you could get it consistently, even if it was like maybe 3 days you do it at this time and 4 days you do it at this time, then, well actually it's really 3 and 3 because you have a rest day. Then I think that would be fine. The trick is to not feel locked in. Like if you're doing it at a time and you do it 2 days at that time and you're like, this is not gonna work,
yeah.
then change the time. Just
Right.
move the workout block of your meal plan with whatever time that you're eating and working out. There we go. It's like wrapped around it.
It definitely looks different than when you just blended it.
Okay, it definitely does. Yes. Do you want to mix it up in the KitchenAid, or do you want to just do it like that?
Oh, this is fine. Okay. I figure it's about the same, right?
Oh yeah, it's just chunky and messy and goes in muffin cups.
Totally, no problem.
What did I do the last time that came out of these really easily? So I sprayed the muffin tins just like lightly with a little bit of this,
Like,
a little
yeah.
bit of just like the cooking spray.
Yeah.
Just because it just made them slide out of the muffin liner way fast.
Right.
So
We spray the bottom of those too.
yeah. Oh, actually no, I didn't spray the bottom of these just because.
Yeah.
But if I didn't use muffin liners, then I would spray the inside, but I've done it multiple times without muffin liners because I didn't have them
Yeah.
last week, and they were messy to get out. They didn't look very muffiny. All right. Sorry, I felt really gross.
You're fine.
I think we have everything in it.
Awesome.
So just spoon it in
Spoon it
there. Yep, you can use the smaller spoon if you need to,
Okay.
or hands. Just want to get it into the muffin tins, and just try and get it in all of them, and then whatever extra you have, just pack it in,
Okay.
and it'll cook. It'll all cook together good.
You put way too much on that.
I like having this grab and go kind of thing.
Yeah.
I love that it has turkey bacon in it.
Yes.
The turkey bacon adds kind of salt, even without adding any kind of salt. pepper, or
Is there
other
any
flavors.
sausage, like chicken sausage or anything like that?
So on the A to D obsession meal plan, I don't think chicken sausage, unless you make it yourself
Oh, yeah,
and
no.
you chicken and all that fun stuff.
Oh, gosh.
It would kind of be more like not chicken sausage, more like chicken casserole if you do that, because I think the sausage, don't you have to have like the little skin things to put it in,
Yeah, probably.
which is gross. I'm never doing that in
Oh,
my
no.
entire life.
Heck no.
But if you made that though, and you wanted to do that as a blue container, you would use a blue container, a green container. That would basically be like your meal too in the meal plan. But you would just have to make it from scratch without buying it in a package.
I just struggle with meat because I don't eat fish or anything seafood. So I'm like, I don't know what I eat. Chicken.
Can you do turkey bacon? Have you ever had turkey bacon? Or sorry, ground turkey.
Oh yeah, I guess I could do ground.
So ground turkey is awesome. I love ground turkey. I'll actually show you after we get these in the oven some of the stuff that I've made ground turkey with.
Yeah, perfect.
And my meal plan that I shared, like right now we've got, our whole team has a bunch of meal plans up online in a Google Doc.
Oh, perfect.
That's
Yeah, I'll
on,
do that.
so like literally just pick the one that's in your plan and grocery shop for that plan, and that will like make your life super easy. Hi, Emerson.
I got the muffin too.
You got the muffin tin? Hey. They're upstairs.
Mommy,
You want to go and show Josh or tell Josh you're here? They're upstairs.
My phone looks so different than yours. I think I just
It's okay. I like chop them really well.
next time I think I'll do that. Mine are like. That's okay.
Hey, Michelle.
hey.
How's it going?
Hello.
This is Brittany.
Good to meet you.
So Michelle and I were in Soja high school together,
Oh, fun.
which is really
What high
crazy.
school did you guys go to?
We went to Gilbert High School.
I went to UTI.
Nice. Thanks so much where my mother-in-law went, because it's been around like 100 million years.
Oh yeah, it really has been.
What year did you graduate?
I graduated in 2003. When did you guys graduate?
2010.
Yeah.
Everybody calls us
My husband
babies.
graduated in 2000.
My husband graduated in 2000. He graduated
My
from
husband's
college in
30.
2006.
He's probably 33 or 34 then.
My husband's
Yeah.
35.
34.
Now, do you want to use this? Are you making the muffins?
Sure,
You
yeah.
may
they're
as well
already
just
dirty. Okay.
use what's already dirty.
Okay, so I just basically take everything I brought and mix it together.
Yeah.
Okay, my peppers are frozen. Should I
That'll
marinate
probably,
first?
no, that'll fine. That'll
Okay.
be totally fine.
Okay. And then you didn't like cook your spinach before or anything?
Nope. You can just pull it fresh. I did it frozen. Ready to mix the frozen fresh. Yeah, you can bring it up here or bring it over there, bring it to the kitchen and mix it.
You're so much cleaner than mine. That's okay.
It's totally fine.
Mommy's
It's all gonna look really good when you're hungry, right before or after your workout.
Do you ever like use some of the salsa? Or can you
So if you were to use salsa, if it's
hot sauce even? Like,
hot sauce is a freebie. What? It's a freebie.
oh, I'll tell you.
So use a little but if you use like fresh peach chives, that counts as freebie. Never comfortable with having too much green. So if you have like, you have one serving of green and these, but if you have an extra spoon or two of salsa with it, that's okay. Do you want to go upstairs and watch the movie? No.
Don't follow my instructions about.
Okay, so what do you just, I don't know what you do first, so 4 eggs.
We pretty much just
And then if
need
you
the,
measure, did you use this to measure
Yeah.
out quinoa?
you just do 4 servings of that. You're pretty much doing 4 of everything. So your eggs and your turkey bacon. Eggs and your turkey bacon make 1 full serving of protein per serving of muffins. Let's pop these in here.
So are you guys on plan B?
I'm on C.
A. You're on C.
If you're calculating into A, then you need
I
like
wasn't. I thought for a little obsessed. I was A, so I was like, oh, I'm gonna be A for this, but I'm actually B.
so start with B, but don't be afraid to go up to C.
Yeah, I
Start
really
with-
heard. I watched that like all the. like Christina and Becky, and,
Yeah.
and they're all in like Plan C, and St. Autumn is in Plan C.
So you only, like, how much weight do you feel like you want to lose?
Like 15 to 20.
Okay.
So
So,
I don't know,
but if you like,
maybe 12.
I mean, you lose inches
Instead of
more
weight.
so, like, let me put this in perspective. I haven't weighed myself in a while, which is partly why I put the post up yesterday, and partly because I needed to like, I needed a post that was gonna boost my engagement in Facebook,
Right.
and I knew that people would be like, "How much does she weigh?" Like,
Did you post? I never even read it.
so I posted yesterday. I said like, "Guess how much I weigh," and I just put a picture of me like in a sports bra with like high waisted leggings, like just kind of
I'm
a.
supposed to use this.
Oh, I forgot olive oil. That's okay. We just
Okay.
sprayed them a little bit. We forgot about our olive oil.
Sorry, I was like, all of a sudden, I'm like, wait a minute.
So technically, they don't have a teaspoon in them though. So you could just have like a teaspoon of peanut butter or a teaspoon of almond butter, just plain before like with that. But normally, yes, we're not really supposed to put olive oil. We forgot olive oil, but it's okay.
Oh, so wait,
What was I
sorry, you were talking about the
Oh, so I posted this Facebook post yesterday, basically just saying, guess how much I weigh. I'm gonna announce the 3 closest people as the winners. I'll send you a little gift in the mail. Nothing complicated. But I haven't actually weighed myself in probably like 2 or 3 weeks. And
So
since
you
then,
haven't
I've been doing more protein. I've been doing, say, a little obsessed workouts. And I think I gained like 5 pounds in the last 2 weeks.
Seriously, I am like so sore today from yesterday for some reason. That was the worst I've been sore for some reason. I don't know why.
No matter what I use to stretch, can I come here?
You can use that, but there's also this thing, the actual mixer thing, which was hiding in the bowl. For the kitchen, dude. Turkey bacon, spinach. You have your seasonings, yeah. Do you want to peel, wash and peel
Yeah,
a few of those?
Yeah.
What is this salad master thing that you
Right here.
Right here.
I've heard amazing things, so I
It's the
wanted
best
to.
thing ever, but I would not suggest buying it unless you really want to chalk out like $6 for it.
Pricey.
But if you host a dinner party for someone who's a rep, then you get a free one.
Do you get a free one?
What's the brand? It's not KitchenAid, is it?
It's
It's
the,
literally called Salad Master.
yeah, something like that.
So actually,
If you host a party, you get a free one.
you have to host a party and you have to have.
sale.
They might have changed it. I've had mine for like 3 or 4 years.
I know, I got offered to do it, I didn't do it, but.
So these are the 2 that I use for my Salad Master. I would peel your whatever potatoes you want.
I didn't think about that. You have to
I do. You just peel it like
Really?
this or in the garbage.
Yeah.
Whatever's easiest though. Just keep your over by the sink so you don't have to like bend over the garbage. Oh, I know, cold spinach.
Sorry, yeah. It's not too warm yet, but.
Okay.
Probably not spinach.
Yeah, I need to do that post before it gets too late today. I told everybody I was going to tell them how much I weigh, and then have people messaging me, "You didn't say how much you weigh yet." The problem was I was gonna find a picture from last year, because from last year this time to this year, like I gained like 15 pounds.
Well, muscle adjustment.
I know, it's so crazy, but so many people are afraid of that.
No, gosh, as long as you feel good at your own skin.
So where did you find this recipe again? Is this a Beachbody?
This is one, if you go to, I'm gonna show you guys on my phone. You go to Beachbody, the Beachbody On Demand app on your phone, or if you go to beachbodyondemand.com from your phone or your computer, then it will have a tab in the menu options that says blog. And actually, it's not from the app, it's only from the digital, like the online version.
Yeah, I mostly use the online version.
So like if you're on, you guys okay?
No, that
Hey.
one. So do we need to spray our paper?
So I just spritz them just a little bit. So you can choose mine if you need to. Did you get, like you got onion and stuff in there?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. That just helps add some flavor. But I just spray those tins just a little bit, just to help them not stick to the paper very much. And sometimes egg can be sticky. Okay, so if you're on beachboardingonDemand.com, okay, right from your phone, if you click on this little 3 thing, and hit blog,
Okay.
and it will show you relevant meal prep stuff. So for right now, there's these simple meal prep recipes for like, just in general, and it'll tell you in all of these, it'll tell you like
80 days.
the container measurements for it.
Okay.
It may not tell you specifically for 80 days unless it's
Sorry, I control it the other way. Like I'm covering this.
like unless it's specifically an 80-day recipe, then it won't say 80-day obsession, but it should show you something like, for instance, this one, these baked oatmeal cups. No, they sound good. But these ones would count as a specific number of containers. And so under the recipe down here, it'll show you what containers it counts as.
Oh, okay.
So
Perfect.
it's fine to make things like this
Yeah.
and have them for 80-day obsession. You just need to make sure you find where they fit in your meal plan. Because like meal plan 1,
It does.
it sounds overwhelming, and I thought it was really overwhelming until I printed out something and
Yes.
saw all the stuff on
Needed to
paper.
print mine. I totally forgot to do that.
But like this one shows you, this one would be fine if you use either stevia or vanilla in place of the honey.
Oh,
But this one is not technically an 80-day one.
okay.
But it tells you it counts as a half a purple container, 1 yellow container, and half of a blue container for
Right.
So the log is great for that kind of thing.
How did you measure out each?
Just use a spoon, and there it's gonna make exactly 12, and you're gonna get 3 per serving.
Okay, does that look right? It looks kind of like liquidy.
Yep.
Maybe it's
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
you're
good.
just like better than mine.
It should be good because the egg will cook everything together, and it'll just kind of that looks more like mine did. Mine was kind of wet, and when you have frozen veggies and frozen spinach, so the moisture from that kind of shows up. But just to give you an example, there should be in here. Oh yeah, let me do that. 80-day obsession FAQ. They have tons of different things on the blog. I posted the link for them a few times. Like you can basically just like search 80-day
Okay.
obsession
At the top of the blog and it'll
at
show
the
up.
top of the blog, and it will let you. I'm trying to pull up a specific place where I got these recipes.
Was this the like 20 pre-workout recipes or whatever it was?
Yeah, it was like 4 pre-workout and post-workout recipes. Why can't I find it now? Doesn't make any sense.
Or in the group?
Yeah, I'll go look in the group because for some reason I can't find it on the blog right now.
Shove them into my
Oh yeah.
bowl I forgot about.
I have like Ziploc baggies if you want to use one of those too.
Oh, it looks Are you guys gonna try to do the live workout? Is that the plan?
Depends on what time.
Wait, they're doing them live again?
I don't know.
Oh, live? Were you talking for me?
For
Because
you.
I talked a little bit about doing some live workouts. Like
Oh,
doing
like
a Zoom
together?
and just like, we'll just say, hey, we're gonna do a workout this week at this time.
Oh, are they not doing it live?
I think in this group, they're gonna do it live on, do you mean like live on Beachbody on
Like
Demand?
Autumn.
Yeah, like how Autumn did it for the little upset. You know how she.
I don't know what they're doing that day. Everything should be already recorded. But the only reason I can think of that they wouldn't do that is because like it would be insane. Like they had enough crashing issues with the little obsessed one, like it would be nuts.
Yeah.
Oh no, hey, now that Hay isn't found, I wonder if like something was wrong with it with the meal plan or something.
Okay, I haven't looked at the food list, but I actually saw it for.
They
I
changed
heard
the
on
food
calls,
list.
yeah, that I hear someone that was called chicken in.
Well,
Or is it in?
we'll have it
I
for
didn't
1 week
check.
if it's not supposed to be on there. But it's supposed to be. I heard there's a live call from. No, there was a live call from Autumn yesterday on her exclusive test group page. Because they're updating the food list, and they said they were going to be finishing the updated food list. Josh, turn it off.
We don't even know what that is.
Yep, pause is fine. Put it up on the counter.
Okay, I'm making a bunch of different today, so we all
No, the movie time is done. Please put it back. But if you choose not to listen, then I want to take the shows away the rest of the day. TV
Yep.
to the max.
About that age. I've got a How old is
I'm gonna cook that.
Yeah.
So this is just a Zoom that I'm recording. Honestly, I'm planning to just do a 10-minute recap video. Where's Autumn?
Go do it.
What's your oven at? 350?
That's 350, yeah. It's so long, they took all the plans down.
I'm gonna go grab my.
Sure.
Okay.
Just back up a little bit. Back up. Oh, I had it.
I don't understand why they took those down.
Hey, this is so easy. It's rusty. I think this is gonna be like one of my go-tos. Yeah. And I like that it's all in one. It's not all using.
Hope everybody's having a good because there will be weeks, right? This is a 13-week program. And she was losing weight, but not as fast as she felt.
So how come we plan C? Is that like a maintenance?
When I like
build
maintenance.
muscle, you don't want to.
Yeah, so like basically if you don't want to lose weight and you want to build muscle, like lean muscle mass, she recommends going into maintenance. And this video that I've got right here,
Hopefully will be updated in the next 24 hours. And as soon as I do know that they're updated, I'll happy Thursday.
Is this a like
Exclusive coach. Hope everybody's having a good day. I am actually at the mall waiting for some shops to open. I got some last minute shopping to do before I leave for the UK. Yay, so I apologize if there's music playing in the background. Hopefully it's not too loud and you can hear me. I'll try to speak up a little bit just to make sure that you guys can hear me over this music that is playing. But wanted to take a minute while I'm sitting here to come live and talk to you guys about some other questions that I see coming up. I'm trying not to answer like 50 different questions in a live video because I don't want you to have to watch like a 30-minute live video to get answers, right? So right now, let's talk. I saw a lot of questions coming up about the maintenance plan, and then I want to talk to you guys about the food lists. So let me start with the food lists actually and just say this, that there's always bumps and bruises when you launch a new program, especially one of this magnitude, 80 days, huge thing, different components to the program, and somewhere along the way, some things got mixed up, so the food lists aren't exactly perfect right now, so they're getting fixed. The team's actually working on them right now. I have a call with them in just a little bit, but basically, the food lists should be the same as the food lists from 21 Day Fix Extreme. Obviously, you're a member of Beach Money on Demand, so you can always look at the food list from 21 Day Fix Extreme. There will be a few things added in, like turkey bacon isn't on the 21 Day Fix Extreme food list, but it will be added in the eating session food list.
So turkey bacon.
Things like turkey crackers are not on the typical food list, and I know they gave that as a sample in the meal plan.
so like Colby crackers are listed in the sample.
Go upstairs.
Things that are being made.
Like what is it?
Tell Dad.
It might be a repeat day or something.
Like on
Tell
a
Dad.
day, yes.
What kind of crackers?
Like whole wheat crackers.
Oh,
Like if you were to get like, I could get
Kobe and
like that. Let me go grab my binder that I made.
Please, guys, upstairs. You can take the popcorn upstairs. Have at it. Jonah, you be nice to your sister or I'll spank you.
She's 20 months.
Jonah, go with you.
I
Want your tush. You hear me?
5 months old.
You want to. You have to.
She is like a doll.
Oh boy, you guys. Oh my gosh, she's getting so
I'm
big.
using a very big knife
Wide awake.
and I want you to go upstairs.
So, I just come on over and take
Spaghetti.
anytime you want.
She's so
I've
cute
got
though.
too many babies.
And your little turbans that you have are the cutest.
Oh my God.
Okay, so
And go
I
upstairs.
am
But
crazy
and
and
just wait
I like having stuff, but this type of thing, so like for instance, when you order your bands and things, that's like the ones that will let you see your coach stuff. It doesn't come with all this stuff because it's so
Oh,
much
I
printed
bought all of
material.
it, but I bought it
You
online.
you have like the bands from, where did you get it from
I
again?
have Amazon bands.
So-
I got it.
I think basically like you're gonna have an extra set of the bands and the sliders, but it's that $37 kit that lets you get into Autumn's test group. Because if you don't buy them through the site, like as a coach,
Right.
then if they can't see an order on your customer list
What's
thing.
the benefit on being Arms Test Group as opposed to just?
So she goes live almost every single day and talks about like updates, tips. She'll get like she's gonna have lots and lots of things like 'cause there's a lot of phones in there, so she's gonna have lots of feedback where she'll take questions and go through the list of questions and things, and she's gonna answer questions. And the other aspect of being in that group is that sometimes when you're, for instance, when you just say like, hey, I'm just gonna do this, but you don't really have a bigger purpose behind it, it can be easy to, especially with something that's 80 days, it can be a lot easier to fall off the wagon if you don't have that extra added accountability. So Autumn is actually taking coach before and afters, and they'll go in like an entry into like a contest to be like selected as the official test group before and afters, besides just the coach ones that have already been put in.
Right.
Because they already had some coaches go through the program. I think they probably had about 100 or so coaches that have done the program from start to finish.
Okay.
They did it over the summer, I believe,
Yeah.
because they like have been filming it, and so like they did it live.
I watched Ashley Smith go through it.
So like Ashley Smith has been like posting all her stuff and things like that. But having that like ability to like be on the inside, because she's going to be posting like she said in that video at the beginning, like it's a new program, there's bumps and bruises, she's going to be posting in that group specifically. So it's a huge added resource, and it's an accountability kind of thing that will help you just stay like a little bit more focused in on it, because it's like, hey, I'm in her group and I want to have good results because like I want to be able to win a contest or whatever the motivating factor is. But just knowing that she is relying on like this group of coaches to really give the best that they can to it.
Yeah.
It just kind of helps put that expectation mentally to the forefront of your mind, so that you don't sit there and go, oh, ice cream. Because there will probably be times.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay, so I printed out,
Yeah, I'm gonna do that this weekend.
I think I can show you guys on here.
Everything. You printed out all fancy, all the food lists.
Yeah, and you know what, let me pull up on my computer. 'Cause my
When you said what was the plan for breastfeeding?
So what's your,
So if mine was, I think mine was like one of the least amount of calories you can have. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure.
so I'm gonna screen share really quick so that we can show these guys. Share screen, hello, email. Okay, let's go to beachbodyondemand.com, and you guys can crowd over here and come and see.
How long do these cook for?
They're on a timer. They've got about a minute or so left for ours, and then Rochelle's.
So is it like 10 minutes that you cooked
It's about like
It's been a
20-ish.
little more than that. Yeah.
Okay, so you go to beachbodyondemand.com,
Okay.
and you're going to hit 80-day obsession as your program.
Okay.
And they now have everything put on here.
Okay.
And so you're going to click on program materials,
Mhm.
and you're going to print off the getting started guide, which is this first one right here. It says starter guide.
Okay.
This one has a place where you're going to input your measurements. It talks you through the different like things to understand, just basic, like you should know this about 80-day obsession at the front of, the beginning of this.
Right.
It has places for your measurements for end of phase 1, end of phase 2. Calculations. So this is how you would calculate, and you stop here.
Oh,
Does that
okay.
make sense? So like
Yeah.
right here, she says if you want to
breastfeeding,
maintain or are
don't take away.
breastfeeding, then you're not going to take away the 750. So
Oh,
for instance,
gotcha.
I weigh 100 and I actually need to check mine again because I was barely in Plan C, and so I might have to go up to Plan D. But I'm like 131 pounds.
Okay.
So times 11 plus 600 would be where my calories are at. Let's check on this.
I'm like 165. So if I'm 155 times 11.
I'm gonna give these like 2 or 3 more minutes first.
All right, where's my phone? I'll calculate it out.
I know, it's like how much?
155 times 11, whatever that is.
Oh, I've got mine right here.
That's about the same.
So 155 times 11 is 1705 plus 600. Whoa, I did times 600.
Totally fine.
Like, that's not right. 6,600 calories.
Wonderful. I'm gonna go get myself some ice cream.
Yeah, that would be a little bit much. Okay, so 2305 calories. So in that one, that actually puts you in Plan E,
Oh gosh.
which is the
Can I
nice
push
thing.
myself? And,
You can try. I would say try this because
Yeah.
I think that what someone else who's nursing did, because they have a baby that's about the same age,
Yeah.
and so like milk is not the primary source. Like
Right.
if she's starting to eat solids or anything like that, then
Right.
you have a little more leeway.
Okay.
And so I think what they did is they subtracted 250, or
Instead
like
of
they
the
just started a
750.
little bit, and they're just going to see how they're doing, see how their
Right.
milk supply is, and if they can subtract more, then they'll subtract a little bit more. Because
Okay.
obviously, like when you're nursing, you want to be able to lose weight, but you also don't want to sacrifice
your
your milk
baby.
supply and
Right.
starve your baby.
Right.
So if you were to subtract, let's just say you subtracted 300,
Yeah.
then that would put you at 2,000, which would put you in roughly Plan C, D.
Okay.
I would say
Perfect.
start in D
Okay.
and see how you do with the food,
Right.
because it's not going to be a bad thing to eat a lot of food with
Okay.
this, because you're eating all of the right kinds of foods.
Okay.
You're eating lots of lean proteins, lots of veggies, and the carbs that you're eating, your body is going to be using it as energy source, because the problem is that you just, with the kind of exercises that you're going to be doing, you don't want to starve your muscles. That's
Okay.
kind of her big thing. Is Autumn is really big into carbs. She eats carbs all the time. She just
Okay.
eats the right kind of carbs.
Okay.
So that's kind of the trick there. So I would say probably start in C or D and just see how you're doing.
Okay.
And I just give it, we've got however many weeks is 80 days.
Right.
We have
You can
lots of weeks to
it.
adjust. And
Okay.
so don't be afraid to adjust it. Just like with the workout block, like don't be afraid to adjust that time.
Okay.
All right. These guys are going to be cool for a few minutes.
They just smell good.
Yeah, they smell so good. Okay, Michelle, your muffin tin thing is like the coolest thing ever.
What?
Yours, like awesome. It's
Yeah.
huge, and it's like wider. I like that it's like spaced
Yeah.
better. Like it's
Yeah,
not so
I'll be
crunched.
on the lookout now for.
Good muffin tin
Yes.
thingers. Okay, so you need to print out and get it the starter guide,
Okay.
and then you're going to go to the next tab, which is nutrition. And so if you go to this one, then you're going to print out your plan.
Okay.
So I printed out Plan C. I'm actually going to recalculate, and I might print out Plan B.
Yeah.
If you have a color printer, great. I don't, so I color mine.
Oh yeah.
Just because it helps to like know,
Visually see
see. But this eating plan is going to show you examples of, okay, here's your workout block. I'm going to actually pull up let's just use Plan D for an example. But if you have your workout at, this is not the example. This is just the general
it
overall thing. So for instance, okay, she suggests for your pre-workout meal, if you scroll to page 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, she suggests for the pre-workout meal, you eat it an hour to 90 minutes before you start your workout.
Okay.
But she also doesn't say that it's like she talks in her videos and things in her group. She's talked about how she can't eat an hour before she works out because her body goes through it so fast
Right.
that she's like depleted by the time she starts her workout if she waits a whole hour.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
kind of the same way because my metabolism is a little faster. So you just kind of have to play around with it. Start with like an hour before your workout, see how you feel, because if you eat let's just like give you a timetable. Let's say you did your workout at 7:30. That would mean at 6:30 you would eat your breakfast. So like you would eat 3 of these muffins.
Right.
At 7 o'clock, you would drink your Energize.
Okay.
And at 7:30, you would hit play on your workout.
Okay.
So if you get, let's just say you eat at that time, but you get to 7 o'clock and you're already hungry again, like you feel that like you drink some water and you just feel like, okay, I'm really kind of hungry again, then you would want to bump your eating time to be a little bit later. Does that make sense?
Yeah, totally. Kind of work around whatever
Just
your
kind
body
of, yeah,
does.
just work around with what your body needs to do. So for me, I have to eat about 30 minutes before my workout.
Okay.
Because if I eat any longer before then I'm hungry. And,
Right. Don't have the energy.
and then I just don't have the energy that I need. And so it's not a bad thing to eat before your workout. You just want to make sure that you're eating at the right time for your body. And so that might be 60 to 90 minutes, might be 30 minutes.
Okay.
And so like there's like some stuff that she said where she said I've like walked into a workout, like literally scarfed my Shakeology and walked into a workout and done my workout like right after I did that. So it's just trying to keep it within that kind of general time block.
Okay.
But let's go to the example ones because some example ones will help a little bit better.
Did you print out a bunch of those empty ones to
So I actually
fill out?
wrote up my own
meal plan?
meal plan because I wanted to have, let's see if I
You're
can
gonna share that with
Yes.
everyone. 'Cause
I've
I'm like,
shared-
I'm
I
definitely
shared
gonna
that
do
one with everyone in the
I need to figure out your
Let's
group
Get
thing.
Obsessed thing.
Okay.
And I'll show you guys that. So sorry, hold on. I'm gonna stay organized. I'm recording for a second.
Yeah, you're gonna
All right, so if we're looking at Plan D here, so Rochelle, this is probably, if you were at maintenance, this is where you would be. But just kind of for the sake of an example, this is like an example of your workout block. And I was just telling Brittany, like, if you try eating 60 to 90 minutes before your workout and you get hungry, like in the middle of your workout, then you need to eat closer to when you start your workout. So like I eat at about 30 minutes before my workout starts, if that makes sense. Like 30 to 45 minutes. And then I drink my Energize within that 20 to 30 minute period before I start my workout.
Normally when I take Energize, I feel it kick in like immediately.
Yeah,
That's how I am.
it's
That's
pretty
why I
fast.
was waiting
Yeah, like
to
30,
take
but
it.
after 30 minutes, I'm like, it's starting to wear off.
Yeah.
I would
that's
wait for,
the
if
thing.
you feel like it kicks in really fast, I would do it maybe 10 minutes before your workout.
I know yesterday I did a half hour before, and then
And
of
you were
course,
like-
the second my baby, and when I hit play, and then both babies started crying, and I was like,
Yeah.
You're like,
this is so long.
okay.
Fail.
Oh, it's all
Good
good.
try.
Let's see, during the workout, after the workout. So the post-workout supplement. So if you have Recover, she suggests drinking your Recover within 10 to 15 minutes, if you
Okay,
can. She
that's what I
puts
was
30
doing.
minutes on here. It has to be within that 30-minute period for it to be effective for
Right.
your muscles. But if you just like literally push stop and then walk over and make your Recover, that's totally fine.
That's what I've been doing.
And then the post-workout meal is about 1 to 2 hours total after your workout starts. Now, after your workout post-supplement.
Okay.
So, like, if you have I'll just show you guys on here. If you have your Recover at 9 o'clock, you don't want to wait till 11 o'clock to eat your second breakfast.
Yeah.
You want to eat it at least 1 to 2 hours after your workout. So you can see right here, I've got.
Okay, I want to set my alarm. just
I
like
know.
you
I'm
now.
gonna. I was
I'm
gonna
try and
say
do
that.
it.
I'm like, I'm gonna copy you.
So I have post-workout recovery and banana at 9 o'clock. And then my workout meal would be about 2 hours after my workout starts.
When
So you go
working
from
out-
start
when you work out
times.
7.
I'm trying to work out at about 7:30. That's my goal.
Take my kids to school, but-
So if you can't do it this time, it's okay. You
Oh,
can
yeah,
do
totally.
like
I'm gonna
totally
work
do
out, like,
different workout blocks. You could do it earlier, you could do it later. There's example blocks in here where it actually shows you. We'll go back to that in a second. It shows you, okay, if you work out at, let's see, I'm showing this in here.
Oh, yeah. Do they post the
It
workout
shows you
early?
example workout blocks, and
Yeah.
it shows you, they're going to have, like on Monday, they're going to have the whole AV days will be up.
Oh,
So
good.
like
Okay.
you're not going to be limited to waiting for the
Till
workout to
noon
show up
or
until
whatever it
noon.
was. Okay.
It'll be all up online. But if you, for instance, want to do your workout from 8:30 to 9:30 or within that period, then this is what you would have kind of a roughly estimated for your pre-workout meal. So this is for
Okay.
Plan D. So this would be where, oh wait, ignore this. Wrong one. Okay, here we go.
Exactly what I need to look at.
So these are the exact like examples where it shows you, okay, workout at 7:30 to 8:30. This is about when you need your meal. This is about when you need your supplements.
Cool.
And then it breaks down which containers you have at which time. The biggest thing to understand is that your containers have to stay together. So Like the
Oh.
workout block, these containers right here don't move.
So you can't do like
You can't
extra greens
swap.
here
Yeah.
and reds here.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I mean, honestly, extra greens I don't think would be a problem. That,
Okay.
I think extra greens are not going to mess anyone up. But it would be like having an extra purple up here, or having an extra carb in here, or an extra blue. Like you can't take your blue and put it up here just because
Okay.
you want to have blue in your meal that day.
Right.
So as long as these meals right here stay together, then that's good. She does say, like, if you're working or if you have a really hard time eating that much food before your workout and you're just like, oh my gosh, this is just too much right now, then she says you can swap your pre-workout meal with meal 1, which is this option right here. And so that's optional. It's only if you absolutely have to by necessity, though. That's the
Okay.
only time, the only exception to the when you can move meals around is if you want to put meal 1 as your pre-workout just because the other one feels like too much food, or because you have to get up crazy early for work and you just can't fit that much food in or eat that early because
Too much, right.
if it's too much for you to eat 30 minutes before and you need to eat like you know, an hour and a half beforehand, but you can't wake up an hour and a half early,
Mhm.
then just having something a little bit lighter is
Right.
kind of the idea.
Like the shake.
Yeah, and that's actually like a long time before meals. I'm looking at it. You have one meal at 6 a.m. and then your next meal isn't until 10.
So that's part of why I don't do this, because this
Like, that's really
this
spaced out.
recommendation is saying you've got 4 hours between meals. She recommends trying to stay between 3 hours. So ideally, you wouldn't have your workout meal, like you would just move these up a little bit. I would say
so
move
I'm
this up
thinking
to
if I work out at
6:30.
7, I say I eat at 6:30, work out around 7.
Mhm.
So then I would eat it.
So if you're eating at 6:30, then
9.
I would say eat at least at 9-ish, because you have to think you're also
Okay.
spacing your meals out 3
Yeah, 'cause you don't
hours.
want to be done at like 5.
Yeah, you don't want to be done
or 4.
eating like at 4, because then you'll be like, well, crap, what am I supposed to eat the rest of the day? But I like, though, that one of the options, like, so dinner is a little bit lighter of an option. You see, like, dinner down here is it's got a protein, veggie, carb, and then this is like your nuts, seeds, and oils.
Mhm.
So this would be like, this could be a dressing if you have a salad.
Okay.
That's what the orange container would count as. And it's also could be.
Are they weird on dressing? Like you have like
So
an
she's
Italian dressing?
she's got oil-based salad dressings, and they actually have recipes in, I don't know if they're in here, but recipes, like, for instance, in the 21-Day Fix Extreme Guide, which is online that you can just print off,
Right.
there's recipes for how to make your own dressing.
Okay.
She's going to tell you it's best to make your own dressing.
Right.
If you can find one that doesn't have added sugar, that doesn't have a bunch of crap in it,
Right.
you're only using an orange container of it. So it's
not
fine.
a ton,
It's
right?
not a ton. I think on Shift Shop, she let people use or not Shift Shop. Yeah, on Shift Shop, Chris Downing was like, you can just get a salad dressing at the store. But
Right.
every trainer's a little bit different. If you want your results to be exactly what Autumn says, then you have to do exactly what Autumn says.
Sure.
Then, so like, that would be, you make your own dressings, you make all of your food, like all of those
Make
kinds
your
of things.
sauces.
And, but like, it's not too hard to make them though, because they don't use very much of them. They
Right.
store really well in the fridge for at least a week or 2.
Okay.
And so, and they're not hard to make. Like, I'm trying to think if I have one. I think I do. So I have one of these, and she's got recipe dressings in here. So they're super simple. They're like
Okay.
balsamic vinegar, lemon juice, a little bit of honey, mustard, and that would count as an orange container. And you literally just measure it in an orange container, dump it on.
Okay. Okay.
This makes 8 servings of this dressing. So
Okay.
this would be like enough to last a whole week, pretty much.
Perfect.
The other option is to, like, for example, I'm going to show you guys on my meal plan. I'm counting my yellow or my orange container. That's what color it is. I'm counting my orange container as part of my stir fry sauce, basically. So,
Yeah.
like, for example, I have a stir fry that I make that is based off of the 21-Day Ultimate Reset, which has liquid cocoa aminos in it and sesame oil, coconut oil. It's like an oil-based dressing that you cook with, basically.
Sure.
And so I'm just counting my orange container as that. But if you don't use an orange container of dressing, you can also just grab an orange container of, like, what did she say? Like, just grab an orange container of pine nuts or of pumpkin seeds. Even if it
Right.
might not really go with your meal that you're eating, like, just have it as
It's
like
so
a,
small, yeah.
yeah, just to have those because they're important parts of the nutrients that your body needs.
Okay.
Let's see.
I might still want to remember.
Can you pull up?
Yeah, you're totally
Plan
fine.
B real quick? I want to see what my meal one. I want to make my alarms.
Okay, so plan B.
I think meal one is like a red and a purple.
Like
you're right
plan
after.
B, meal one should be red, purple, a teaspoon. It should be this.
Yeah, right? Okay.
Yeah, meal one
So
is
yeah,
red,
pre and post
purple, and
workout are the
teaspoon.
same. Okay. What emoji should I use for teaspoon?
There's
Do you have
actually
a
a spoon. They do have a spoon. I know. It's so cool.
Red.
Okay,
that's good.
so
I'll need to add a spoon
I'm going to stop
Oh,
screen
look at
share.
that. There you go.
See, look at that. Okay, we have to show this on the video.
Where do you get the little silicone?
These were on Amazon.
Hey guys,
Do you just reuse them?
look, this is the muffin. It's so cute.
And I'll show you the other one. Look, so that difference.
Yeah, the paper
definitely.
kind of.
Yeah, the paper definitely pulls apart.
Especially when it's so watery. I'm
And when
scared
it's
my skin will go
warm,
watery.
If yours might need cooked a little bit more.
Oh, mine do.
No, yours are fine. But if yours are
Mine?
still watery, then I would let them cook a little bit longer.
Okay.
But they actually look like they're puffing up.
I might still work for you.
Oh, look at that. They look so good. These silicone muffin liners. I'm totally buying them this weekend. Okay. I should finish this. That's why I'm hungry.
I'm gonna still fork if that's okay. You have those?
Yes, I do have a fork.
Thank you.
And I have a plate if you want to use a plate.
Okay,
Yeah.
so then
I'm
meal
like sitting here
two.
eating out of my hand. I forgot to eat breakfast today, so.
There you go. So, okay. I don't know if this is gonna. Lameness. Oh, my phone died. That's why. All right. I'm trying to like show on here. Like I set my alarms, and I'll send you guys pictures of this again if you didn't see them, because this is obviously not ideal. But I set alarms for when I'm trying to eat, and I spaced everything out about 3 hours. So like my last meal number 3, starts at 6:30. But if for some reason you get off, like let's just say you get off by, like right now, like if you just have gone the whole morning and you're like, oh my gosh, I still have not eaten my food,
Right.
then that means that like first off, it means you have lots, you have a lot of containers to try and fit in.
Right.
So, definitely try to fit them in, but if you get to that point and you're like crap, then just start fresh the next day. Don't completely throw in the towel and give up, but just get as much as you get in for that time, and then just move on to the next day.
Okay.
Because like if it gets to 10 o'clock and you still have meal 2 and 3 left to do because you didn't start eating until 10 o'clock in the morning, or whatever it is, then that's okay. But the other thing too would be to just space your meals closer together that day. So like it would be maybe an hour apart would be your meals
Right.
for like a couple of the meals, so that you can try and fit it in. And if your metabolism is like gearing up like it should be with the workouts and everything, then it should be fine. You probably will feel a little bit more full than normal, but you would at least get your food in and then be refueled for the day.
Okay. So 3 of these? Yeah, that's a lot. So.
You're supposed to have 3 of them, of these muffins that we made. Hi, Tasia. Can you hear us? Oh,
Yes, I
there you go.
can.
We
Hey.
can't see you, so I wasn't sure if you were still there.
Oh yeah, I'm just in pajamas. That's why. I'm
Oh.
here.
It's all good.
Okay, cool.
Let me look. Yeah, I think I'm good.
Look, here's like rows and stuff.
Oh,
Mine's like-
and you know
yeah.
what? You put the olive oil in. We forgot our olive
Oh,
oil.
no, I didn't. I didn't bring any olive oil.
Oh, well, never mind. We all forgot olive oil today.
But it's sprayed it. I think that they look good.
And like when you cook them, or when you microwave them to eat them,
Cook it more every
then you cook it a little bit more each time. So it kind of evens out.
They're good.
They're so good. All right. Yeah, really, you can put it on the regular counter too. Okay. So we were talking about the meal plan. So you need to print off whatever eating plan you calculate into, like print it off. Don't worry about printing the one that you'll be in for phase 2, because there's also a calculation for phase 2, and it's more calories because the workouts are longer and more intense.
How much
And
more into like how much more
It
time?
builds, I think it just builds up to an hour. That's the max amount of
And
time.
I'm like, it looked like they were 45 minutes, and I was like, oh my gosh.
I think that some of them are 35, like on the thing on here, on the like 80 Day Obsession
Yeah, some look like
workout
they were
programs.
29, 30 minutes, and then some look
Mhm.
like they were.
So that's part of why with A
45.
Little Obsessed, she starts us with those 30-minute ones because that's what most of us are used to with 21 Day Fix, with
Right.
even with Hammer and Chisel. But like Hammer and Chisel is one of the ones where her chisel workouts, they're about 40 minutes on average.
Okay.
And so these ones, I think that they're going to be, they do go by so fast. These ones though are going to be roughly 35 minutes is the lowest, like 30-ish to 35 minutes. And it sometimes they say they're 35 minutes, but it's like the first 5 minutes is the warm up and the second the last 5 minutes is the cool down, or because she's really big on, especially in this program, on stretching, on making sure that you're getting like ready to work out basically. Which I like a lot more because I felt like in 21 Day Fix, it was just like,
the warm up was
oh my gosh, 2 minutes later, let's be warmed up and do workout. But the,
Oh yeah, have you looked at the workout calendar? Because it shows each workout and how long each one is. For the
yeah,
first, like,
so
what I
that's
looked at.
what I
They
need
all
to
look
print
like
off.
45 minutes, and I was like, oh my god.
Let's see, their screen, here we go.
The only one I really struggle with is just that cardio one. Is like,
Then the cardio is kind of harder in general. I feel like, especially this time of year when everybody's respiratory system is a little bit like,
stamina is so low.
yes. But print off program materials. There we go. So with the material, you need the eating plan that you're eating for phase 1, and then you also need your food list. Now, they just updated these food lists, and the food lists are really important because they don't just have the containers. They also have, like, what do you get for teaspoons? What are your free foods? What are your recommended water type intakes? Like, what are ways to make your water taste better if you get tired of the way water tastes? They recommend, like, things with Beachbody Performance. They tell you recommendations about that.
These are all the updated ones.
And, well, these ones are the ones that I printed off at first.
Okay.
They've been updated. According to Autumn, they were supposed to be updated by today.
Okay.
But they've got this list through here, and it shows you anything that can go in here, and it'll tell you, does it go in the container and you measure it, or is it a specific amount of that type of thing. So, for instance, like a pomegranate, you would get one small pomegranate. You wouldn't necessarily get a full purple container full of pomegranate seeds.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's a lot. I've done that before, and I was like, this is way too much pomegranate. I'm so done. But it also tells you things like avocado would get mashed and put in the blue container, but cashews, you count out 8 cashews, and that counts as a blue container. So like they just have a few different specifications that are a little bit different. And then they also tell you the types of things that are good for a yellow container. So they've got things like steel cut oatmeal and barley, corn tortillas, like a sprouted whole wheat type of bread. It will tell you on there if the wheat is sprouted already. It'll say like sprouted whole grains on the label. I just don't really eat bread very often, but some people really like having toast and avocado with eggs as a pre-workout, and that's totally fine. Or not a pre-workout, as one of the meals later. Rice is in there. You can have brown rice or wild rice. And then what else is on here? Lentils, organic edamame, yams. So regular potatoes are not on the main yellow container list, but if you were to have regular potatoes over, is it on the supplemental one? No, she doesn't even have it on the supplemental one. Maybe it hasn't been updated.
They're there.
They're there. Am I just not seeing them?
Potato,
They're on the regular.
red,
It
Oh,
says
they're
from,
yeah,
They're in the regular yellow list.
russet.
Okay, so yeah, as long as you're measuring it in your yellow container, then those are good. So you could do like roasted yellow, like just to give you some examples, like for meal number. Your phone. I was like, hey, that's not my phone. For meal number 2 on Plan C, they have you with a green, a red, a purple, a yellow, and a blue with a teaspoon. If you wanted to do like roasted red potatoes and sprinkle them with Parmesan cheese with a blue container of Parmesan cheese, first off, it is a lot of Parmesan cheese. Like that blue container
really
looks
good.
deceiving. It is a lot of cheese. But that's just kind of an idea. Like get creative. Like think of ways to pair food that you like. If you like French fries, you like those kinds of things, there's ways to make it taste a little bit like that, but actually have it be good for you. So like you could take sweet potatoes and sprinkle sweet potatoes with some cheese, or you could just do like roasted, you could just do plain and simple, like plain Jane is what I did for like this. I just did roasted veggies, roasted sweet potatoes with like a tiny bit of sea salt, and then hard boiled eggs. Like that's a super simple pre-workout meal. And all I do is I add in, or a post-workout meal. I just make sure to add in a teaspoon if
if I didn't use cooking oil spray or something to
Mhm.
cook my stuff, like, because I'm just counting the oil that I sprayed on this as a teaspoon.
Okay.
Because I cooked these and I just like took a cookie sheet and laid out all of my veggies for like 3 days worth
Mhm.
and sprayed them
Yeah,
like
I
a
feel like I
bunch.
rarely ever like use a teaspoon and measure out oil.
I don't always
for
measure it out like
Yeah.
that, and so, but I kind of roughly approximate what I'm getting. But like I put probably a full green, if not 1.5 green of veggies.
Yeah.
A yellow of my sweet potatoes, and then if my eggs would fit in here, I would have put them in there too. But eggs are just easy to grab off the shelf.
Okay.
But that's my pre-workout meal or my post-workout meal, and it's ready to go.
Yeah.
Super easy, and when you're hungry after your workout, you don't care. You don't care if you're
No.
having breakfast food or not.
No. Mm-mm. That's true.
So, what are some other examples? So there were some people who, for the meal plan, I've seen like a combo of a red container, a purple container, and a green container,
Mhm.
being turkey meatballs with zoodles and marinara sauce.
Yum.
Because your purple container should have tomato sauce, plain or marinara. That's a purple.
Okay.
So like you can have things like spaghetti and things like that. And honestly, I've even seen it with the pasta because you get the yellow container of pasta. And so you can have
Okay.
zoodles with like a yellow container of pasta in there.
Mix
and
it all together.
Mix it all together and you've got spaghetti and meatballs.
Okay.
So there's ways to like Tasia, I know you were worried about like cooking for a family. There's ways to make it taste good for everyone else and still get lots of protein, still get lots of veggies, still get the right amount of carbs for you. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
They've got the vegan container lists as well. So like there's probably going to be some times that I do kind of more of a vegan meal plan on some days and sometimes that I do more regular. And it's pretty much the same thing. She just changes a little bit of how the containers look. So instead of just your yellows being plain yellow, you've got yellow A and yellow B. And she has on the vegan eating plan, when do you have your yellow A, when do you have your yellow B? Because they're like different types of carbs with different amino acids that combine to form the right kinds of things. And then same with here, your red container for the vegan container list is including things like lentils, edamame, refried beans, things that are normally on our normal yellow list. But when you're just eating vegan and you're only eating plant sources of protein, then this is what you can stick to. And you would measure a red container of lentils instead of a yellow container.
Okay.
So hopefully that kind of helps. But printing these off like really will help.
Okay, I'm gonna do that today for sure.
Then the next thing to print off, okay, you got the food list printed off, and the next thing obviously is going to be print off your workout calendar and your tracker sheets. So they have phase 1, phase 2, and phase 3 tracker sheets. And so right now we're just going to be in phase 1 for like the first 30 or so days. So we need a workout calendar, which I actually haven't printed yet. And actually, I'm not going to print mine yet, but it tells you like
30 minutes, 46.
and it tells you roughly how many reps you're going to be doing. So like these ones are 60 minutes. You have 2 sets, 15 reps each, and you're doing however many of the exercises are in there. So I'm guessing it's probably like 15.
It's all 80 days.
Probably 50. Yeah, all 80 days are different. Like she's got similar kinds of like they're all going to fall in a category.
Booty or whatever.
But yeah, but they're going to be different types of combinations of the exercises. She'll introduce new workout like moves. So for instance, she told us like in the Little Obsessed, she told us about like the V-ups, how we're doing a modified V-up in a Little Obsessed, but when we do 80-day obsession, this is what it's going to look like. And so it's just kind of little tweaks like that where it just gradually progresses and gets a little harder. And I'm sure she's just going to make it harder and just make it new every day so that it doesn't get boring. You sit there and go, really, we have to do those again? It's kind of like you don't know exactly what to expect.
Those same 5 days for a while. So
yeah, I know. I'm kind of done with these ones. Can we move on? I don't think other than just printing this stuff out and let me show you guys where in the Facebook group where to find stuff.
Yeah, that's
okay. Let's go to the Facebook group in here.
And like your phone app too. That phone that was like I don't know if I've gone on there very much.
Are you talking the My Challenge Tracker app?
Yeah, is that going to be different though? Because
So we're mostly for 80-day obsession. If you're doing 80-day obsession,
yes,
don't stress too much about that.
it'll be mostly
Focus
on
mostly
Facebook
over
page.
here. If you
Okay.
like having though with the app,
I
if
didn't
you
use
like
it last
having,
time,
the only thing that it's good for is if you like being able to track progress, or if you need that like check off on your day to go
Right.
in and say, okay, I did my workout today, so I'm gonna check my workout really
but
fast.
sure.
Whatever I did today, cardio. But if you like having that, then that's an option. The other thing too is that if you feel like you're getting lost in here, just come over here, because
Okay.
I'm still going to be posting most of the same kinds of content. It's going to be the same kind of thing to help you stay like on track.
Right.
But if you feel like you're getting lost in this one or in Autumn's space, or, anything like that, then just come over and like ask a specific question in here or message me directly. I'm not going to see notifications. Like if you tag me in this, I promise I'm never going to see the notification.
Okay.
Just message me directly if you have an important question. If you tag me, it's not a bad thing.
You
But
just get like so many Facebook.
I just
notifications
well,
that
like
it's
I have like
lost
4
in-
new notifications today, but I haven't even looked at almost all the rest of these notifications.
Yeah.
I just kind of ignore them. Okay, so in this group though, if you're in the Let's Get Obsessed group, this is the main one that our team is put together. It's not Autumn's group, but it's the one where we're just like pulling all of our coaches, all of our customers, anyone who's doing 80-day obsession is in.
Okay.
You're gonna go to files though. And in the files section, we have an 80-day obsession meal plan drive. So you click on this, and then you can click on this Google Drive,
Mhm.
and the Google Drive will open up examples of meal plan A, examples of meal plan B, and it'll just be some of the different coaches who've been putting examples in here.
Okay.
So like we've got example meal plan C's in here. Nobody has a meal plan D yet, but I'm actually going to modify mine to be a meal plan D, just because
Mhm.
I feel like I'm probably going to need meal plan D at some point anyway.
Right.
But the way that I did my meal plan, I don't know why it's not showing up as a link here. There we go. The way that I did my meal plan though is I made a table. I just made a three thing table, and I said, okay, this is what I'm going to eat on Monday, Wednesday, Friday. This is what I'm going to eat on Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday.
Oh, that's smart.
And you
So
just
it's
do
very
3
specific.
times of
Yeah.
whatever is on that day.
Yes, send me that. I might just copy yours.
Yeah, totally. You can just print this off and just use this if you want to.
And that's meal plan C.
This is for meal plan C.
Okay.
And then I'm going to make another one that will be for meal plan D.
Okay.
The only day that I didn't put in here yet, because I just have forgotten, is meal plan for the rest day.
Okay.
Which the rest day just doesn't have a timed nutrition as far as having a workout block goes. The rest day just has your 5 meal plan options, and you could eat these in any order on Sunday. So if you want to have taco type stuff for dinner, then put your taco stuff in dinner time.
Okay.
But still be spacing every 2 to 3 hours.
Right.
Going into Beach Body Performance supplements on Sunday, and she just tells you the changes. So post-workout fruit container moves from that post-workout to meal 3.
Okay.
So like normally in meal 3 we wouldn't get a purple container in meal 3. We would just have these. Does that make
Okay,
sense? So
yeah.
we're just putting that one down. So you're gonna need a meal plan on what you're gonna eat on meal plan rest day. But this could be super simple kind of thing. Like this is still gonna be my Shakeology. This is still gonna be probably something similar to whatever it's been on the other days.
Right.
So like it really wouldn't be hard just to say, okay, on this day I'm just gonna eat the same thing on Sunday as I did on Saturday or on Friday.
Okay.
And you just are bumping your yellow container or your purple container. Oh, Emerson. But like I have some specific recipes in here, and you know what? Maybe I'm not gonna
go already.
I'm not gonna put that in there. I'm gonna just go
Yeah, I
up
actually
here.
might have to go sing too, but
That's totally
I can
fine.
make that sweet potato thing real quick. And then-
Let's see. This is Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Down super fast. I'm so excited. So did you freeze yours or just keep them in the fridge?
I just kept them in the fridge, and I just put mine in
Like kids are
Just
like
I have these are mealtime containers from Walmart that I've had for a while, and I just put 4 in here and 2 in here,
Yeah.
and I just use 2 containers, and that'll fill up my 3-4 days worth of this. But then I can just grab them out, and I basically one container one day I grab out 3 and microwave them in a bowl. The next day I would just grab the container, microwave the container, because by then I only have 3 left. So it's like, why waste another dish? But just storing them like that. I need to let you do this really fast. Super fast.
Buddy, we have to go home because there's a light guy over fixing our lights. So we'll do with Josh more later, okay?
This actually kind of makes like long French fry kind of things.
Yeah, it's like a couple of
They
bowls.
look, yeah. And then this one is gonna make it more
I know.
chips.
We need to. Grandma's coming over. It's about to. You have 1 more minute.
You can put it in here, you just put it like that, but until you get to a point where you're not like,
You have 1 minute. We don't have time for a show.
They are.
So this is gonna make like smaller pieces.
Oh, yeah.
So if you're gonna use my meal plan, then you're gonna need it like this for the turkey skillet. You're gonna have to do it.
Yeah.
But I mean, you can.
Oh my gosh, I'd be scared to get your
My scare is when my son walks in.
Oh my gosh. You're like,
So I'm always having to but I can just do up. This is about. Honestly, that's about 1 yellow container, but they cook down, so I don't have that much.
Okay.
This is like one of your small potatoes. It's about 2 yellow.
Okay.
And you need at least, I would say at least 8 yellow containers for one of the recipes, and then if you want to use the other stuff and just do chips or however you want to do it, then that's fine.
I've never done, honestly, I'm not like a huge.
I'll help you. All right, Dottie, I'm going to end this recording, and I'm going to make another video in a little bit.
I'm gonna have to come one day.
Oh, you can totally come and use it. You live like around my corner. All right, bye, Dottie. Can you say bye, Tatum?
Is it